long enough in this business to see them go right across Florida and into the Gulf of Mexico. That's what I don't want to happen.
Yes, we do not want that to happen at all. I think there's a couple of players that might help us to not see that occur.
Good.
We're going to talk about that in just a moment, but we're very close to seeing some significant damage in Puerto Rico, and thankfully this storm system stayed offshore. The bad news is that it strengthened a lot more than what we thought we would see here compared to 24 hours ago, and it will be getting stronger. Let me show you what's happening here. We're taking a look at the cloud picture regarding Dorian here. I want to show you this color scale here up at the top left-hand corner. Whenever we're looking at storms to strengthen a bit more, the storm itself, we're looking for colder cloud tops, and that's exactly what we have here, a defined area of circulation. This means that that storm is strengthening a whole lot more. This storm has also increased just a bit more too. The 10 o'clock update from the Hurricane Center, wind now at 85 miles an hour, so we're a couple of hundred miles away from Puerto Rico and continuing to turn off to the north and to the northwest. And all it has now is very warm water to contend with. Look at the water temperatures here, lower to mid-80s. You might say that's not overly high, and yeah, relatively speaking, it's not, but it's almost like taking a warm bath, and this is going to allow that storm to thrive and grow even more, such that as we get toward the latter part of the holiday weekend, this storm will be getting closer and closer to Florida. Let me show you the latest forecast track. No real big changes here compared to what we were sharing with you a bit earlier this evening. It will become a Category 2 storm, though. Instead of early Friday, probably going to be tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. By 7 o'clock, still looking at a Category 2 storm. So staying away from the mountains there and working its way up toward the northwest. Then we get that westward turn, and that's when it strengthens to a major hurricane at Category 3 status, and then making landfall Sunday night into Monday morning, and then beginning to weaken. But the track there working its way to the west. What's causing this to happen, here's where we have several players going in place. We have an area of high pressure over the central Atlantic that's forcing this to move to the northwest and head toward Florida. This is the Saturday time period. Let's fast forward into Sunday and Monday. This will be for us for next week. The upper ridge of high pressure will try to rebuild back in. If that high can rebuild back in, that's going to force Dorian to move briefly into the Gulf of Mexico and then turn itself back to the northeast over the deep south states. So that means a lot of rain and a lot of water and a very slow moving system, because we will be in what's called a traffic jam between these two highs, allowing for Dorian just to move very slowly across Florida, Georgia, Alabama, even as far to the northeast as parts of the Carolinas. So we'll have to watch for that very closely. But that's still almost 5 to 7 days away. So stay tuned for updates regarding that. Tomorrow with our weather, a couple of isolated showers, a few storms possible in the afternoon. We'll go for highs into the lower 90s and still a slight rain chance even on Friday. And then we'll take those rain chances out as we get toward the weekend. The positive for us with Dorian moving toward Florida, we get the northeast wind, some lower humidity. That will set us up here for what looks to be a nice Labor Day. We might see a few clouds from Dorian by next Tuesday and Wednesday. Here's Deep East Texas. A few more storms for you over the next couple of afternoons. And then as we get toward the weekend, some lower humidity, but the afternoons will be hot because we're looking at a lot of sunshine.
All right, a lot to soak in there. Marcus, thank you.
And it rained in Possum Walk.